All right, guys, welcome back to another video. It's your man Jay. So this is just one of my favorite devices and one of the best devices I could possibly use as a daily driver. So in this video, I want to give you a 45-day update on my S22 Ultra real world usage. I mean, I'm really loving this device. And I want to answer some of your questions that I've gotten since I've gotten this device. So the first question I wanted to answer from that you guys have been asking me is, do I miss the Z Fold 3? Now, this question has not come from just a few people. It has come from a lot of people. And so, no, I do not miss my Z Fold 3. And the reason being is the Z Fold 3 is in somewhat of a category of its own. It's a foldable, it's a tablet, basically. It's a device that folds into a tablet with pen usage. And the pen that I used was one of the soft tip pens that I can use on the inner screen. But no, I don't miss the Z Fold 3. As you know, I was on the fence of whether or not I should trade this device for the Z Fold 3, and I in fact did trade it. And I think Samsung gave me $1,000, and then I got this 512 gig for $300 or whatever, $250 or whatever it was. So, and that's including my government and law enforcement and military and stuff like that. But I got a really good price, considering that I only paid $1,000 for my Z Fold 3. And that was one of the factors that I didn't want to give it up. But in the end, folks, these are just things. And as me being a creator, that's all they are to me. I'm not obsessed and I'm not loyal. I'm not just going to stick with something just because I bought it and I want to give you content on it. I prefer to just give you the content and, you know, hey, when it's time to get going to the next thing, it is time to get going to the next thing. Now, granted, I do not sell every device or trade every device. I still have a ton of devices over there in my storage right here in the office and in the other storage room that I have boatload of devices that I just choose to keep. But I do not miss the Z Fold 3 because I know that the Z Fold 4 is around the corner. So probably going to get the same experience. I don't believe that the hardware is going to be too much different from the, I mean, it's a folding. I mean, what can they possibly do that's so much different? They can improve on the cameras, battery, you know, the software experience is going to be fine. But nonetheless, no, I do not miss it. Now, any dislikes? Some of you guys have asked, there's got to be something that you dislike about this device. Well, I've only had pretty much 2 dislikes about this device, and one of them has changed. I don't care that the S Pen is on the left side now. I'm so used to it. It does not bother me that this is on the left side. Shout out to the lefties. Yeah, you got your thing going now, so I'm happy for you. Left-hand people, rejoice. You are doing well. You got your device. So I would say that the main thing that I dislike about this device is the sharp corners. Now, my 3 daily drivers is this device, the OnePlus 10 Pro, and the device I'm recording with, the iPhone 13 Pro Max. These are my 3 daily drivers. This device, these 2 devices, and the device I'm recording with. So the one thing I dislike about this device that has not changed is the boxy hardware. Now, both of these devices have large screens. The iPhone 13 Pro Max has a large screen, but the advantage is these rounded corners, which I absolutely love. I love the rounded corners on the device, and I think that's just what it is. The iPhone 13 Pro Max is rounded as well, and it feels fantastic. So in 45 days of continuous use for this device, that has really started to wear on me. Thus, I bought the leather case and the silicone case, and this does take care of, now the leather case is the one I've been rocking the most. So I think I've had this, when did I get this? I got this about a week and a half, 2 weeks ago, maybe, I'm not sure. But I've been using this one, and I love this leather case. This leather case, pretty much I've been leaving it in. I normally don't wear cases around the house, but in this situation with the hardware being such these sharp corners, when you put this case on, it really gives it a easier feel on your hand, and the leather case feels fantastic. So, wish there was a dark blue version or a powder blue version. That would be pretty cool. But I get it. This is one of their exclusive colors, so they're not going to cater to us. I think they should, but whatever. So, and I'm going to start testing out the silicone case as well. I've been regularly using that leather case since I got both of those in, and I wanted to go ahead and just kind of use it for a while before I switch to the other case. So then, now, that dislike aside, the hardware with these pointy corners, that's been pretty much it, folks. The hardware on here is just absolutely fantastic. I mean, excuse me, the software experience is fantastic. I am on the April security patch. As you can see here, I'm on the April 1st, I think it is, April 1st security patch. There it is, April 1st security patch. They are doing their thing with the software, and I'm impressed. I really can't stress enough, this is a huge phone. Like in the hand, it's a big phone. But there's a lot that comes along with this big phone. Now, some things I don't talk about very much is wireless DeX. Now, wireless DeX is obviously probably one of the most popular features amongst people who actually know Samsung software. But this is another feature as well, being able to pull all your apps out like this and just use 2 apps at the same time if you want to. So wireless DeX is something that I think you really should consider using if in fact you decide you want to turn off. Oh, I have it linked to, that's another thing I want to talk about. I've been using it like that for a little bit of time now, and I actually really like it. I have it linked to, I have a new computer that I just haven't shown you guys. It is fantastic. I still have my MacBook Pro 14, my powerhouse, but on my desk, I got tired of using, side note, I got tired of having a monitor attached to my desk. I even have the monitor that attaches with the arm and everything. I got tired of that. So I got a 34-inch 5K display all-in-one computer, and it is absolutely sick. And I'll show it to you later, but I just haven't been interested in showing it, whatever the case may be. But nonetheless, I've had it linked to Windows, and it is just fantastic. Now, but wireless DeX, that's something that trumps, a lot of like all-in-one type portable tablets and things like that. You definitely would enjoy DeX, wireless or wired, either way. But wireless DeX is actually pretty cool. So another thing I've been using a lot is the Nearby Share. And this is something, I want to point out something, because people often talk about the ecosystem. And wireless share has got to be one of the, it's fantastic. It works just like AirDrop. Or yeah, Apple's AirDrop. It works fantastic. You can see I zapped that picture over to myself, and it took just a few seconds. And you can pretty much drop anything you want onto with the wireless share. And I found myself using that so much. It's incredible. It is just one of the best features of Android, I should say, that people can actually access that they probably don't know about, or just think that it's slow, or they don't think it's going to be good. And obviously I'm going to compare that to AirDrop, because AirDrop is one thing that people talk about a lot and they think it's the best. Well, AirDrop, okay, I'll give it to you. AirDrop is freaking nice. I can send over a full 4K 60 video through AirDrop. It may take a little bit or whatever, but actually, folks, true story, that is how I transfer my content from my iPhone 13 Pro Max or my iPad Mini 6, if I'm using them for some footage, to my MacBook Pro 14. I do not officially edit on this computer that's sitting right here. I needed and wanted a big screen like this, a 5K monitor, and I didn't want to break the bank too much. And Apple's offerings were ridiculous, so this computer is fantastic for that. However, I use AirDrop to transfer pretty much all of my content from the iPhone 13 Pro Max, and because I bought adapters and they're just too slow. In order to get the fast adapters, you have to buy the more expensive ones. And I thought, screw this, I am going to use AirDrop anytime I'm trying to transfer data between an Apple device. Case in point, you get over to Nearby Share and everything. It is absolutely great, a great software feature, and it is on the S22 Ultra and obviously on the OnePlus 10 Pro, and it's on Android devices where it's available. So, and I don't think it's on every Android device, but it is definitely available on these two devices. And this particular device, it is very fast. You can pretty much do just like you do with AirDrop and drop and send whatever you want. As you saw me, I just did a real-time click there for you. Boom, it zapped over in a few seconds, and that's it. So, software-wise, Samsung is sticking to what they know how to do. And you know, the inclusion of the S Pen is something that, if I've said it before, if you bought the S22 Ultra and you're just not pulling out your S Pen, you're missing a whole suite and host of things you can do. It's just inevitable that you should pull this out. There's no reason why you should not be using your S Pen if in fact you have an S22 Ultra. I tell you, you're missing out on a lot. There's so many things in it, and these are just the S Pen features that you could possibly use right here. But then you get down to apps, and you can add any app on your device, folks. You can add it to this bar right here for to use your S Pen. And I think so many people forget that. And after speaking to so many people about the S22 Ultra, they totally just, you know, oh, I didn't know that, or I just don't use it, you know, but I like the large canvas. And I said it before, there's plenty of phones out there you can get, or devices that have large canvases that don't cost as much as this. So let's talk about that. Software is great. The next thing is the battery, and then I'll talk about cost. So battery for me has just been ridiculous. This phone easily lasts me, why does it say learning? What the heck? I don't know what that's about, but yeah. I have no, oh, you know what? I took my SIM card out of here. That's what it is. I was like, what the frick why is it talking about learning? It's weird though that it's trying to learn my behavior after me taking my SIM card out before this video. That's pretty strange. But battery life on this thing, easily a 2-day device. Absolutely flawless. I mean, just ridiculous with battery. The iPhone 13 Pro Max is considered a 2-day device. This device, depending on who you are, is a 2-day device. Now for me, it is about a day and almost 2 days. So I just rounded to a 2-day device because there are days when I actually don't use it as much because I do carry 2 phones most of the time. But then when I leave, it's predominantly just this device. But I put my SIM card in here and I move my other SIM card to my new phone, which you will see shortly. I'll be debuting a new device on the channel. So if you're wondering about, Jay, what's the SIM card switch for? I'm getting ready to debut a brand new device that I got, and I can't wait to show it to you. But Samsung has done a phenomenal job on battery with this device. And tell me how long your battery lasts off the charger. This device has super fast charging 2.0, if you didn't know. Now there's super fast charging, but this device can operate with super fast charging 2.0. Well, how do you achieve that, Jay? Well, I have a 100-watt charger, 65-watt charger, and a 100-watt charger that's attached to my desk. I have a motorized desk, and so I have this mount that I have in there. And I'll try to remember to put that charger in the description with some other links too. So if I don't, just get at me in the comments. But this phone has super fast charging 2.0, and it basically charges to 100 in about an hour or so. It is blazing fast, and you will not be disappointed with this battery life. There's enough said about the battery life. That's just it. Now, one of the things about this device before I talk about the cameras and get out of here is the price. A lot of people don't want to spend full cost on this device, so I encourage you, find a trade. Or find a discount. If you just, and these are for the people who just really want this device. Now, obviously, you cannot get this color right here as quick, but you can get it. And some of the other colors, actually all the other colors except for this one, this must be a hot seller for them because when last I looked, it's actually, let me see if I can load it up real quick. Last I looked, it's actually the only one that is not, I go to devices here, shop. It's one of the only ones that's not like a current, you know, you can't get it really fast. So let's go down to, let's hit buy. And then we'll go down to colors. So here they are down here. So right now, oh, the graphite has moved. Okay, so the graphite, when I looked at this the other day, all of these 3 colors right here, only the blue one had a very long wait. The blue one actually said graphite, said 3 to 4 weeks like the graphite. And then the graphite in the red/orange, it said May 9th. So with those shipping dates getting closer, I think people decided to jump on these 2. And then now they've moved these 2, like I guess they're going on demand. This blue one, you can get it by the end of this month, which is ridiculously nice because obviously I knew that, you know, I wanted to be a part of the first wave who got it so I can experience it. Not the color, but just the phone itself, but with the exclusive color. And now you can get it much quicker, you know, because I guess they're ramping up and they're saying, you know what, let's go ahead and make some now that we've sold a bunch. And so that's what we'll do. But the price, folks, the price is going to be, you know, a disadvantage for a lot of people. They don't have a trade, and then they're forced to get it through their carriers, and they're forced to pay a lot monthly. I mean, but if that's what you have to do and you're willing to make that sacrifice, you do it. Personally, I always try to live unlocked as much as possible, and I'm going to be realistic because I know a lot of people can't do that, and it's just not realistic for me to believe that everybody's got money to throw out on a phone like that. So, but the people who do have the money to throw out on a phone, they're probably not, they're not throwing it out on a phone. They're finding the good deals. That's what you do. So look for a good deal on this device, and you'll be very happy. Now, last thing, after 45 days of continuous use, is these cameras. These cameras are absolutely stunning, folks. I just cannot believe how well they've done with these cameras. It's impeccable. I've got plenty of videos up with me showing you the cameras, but more importantly, I use these cameras to record footage on the channel. And I've compared these cameras with the OnePlus. I'll compare them with the iPhone 13 Pro Max. The advantage that this phone has over all these so-called cameras that are on devices is the Pro Video, the Pro Mode, the Super Slow-Mo, the Slow-Mo, the Portrait Video, the Director's View, the Hyperlapse, the Food, the Night. It has all these different modes, and a lot of devices may have these modes, but they don't have the quality combined with Samsung's AI and the way they just manipulate these cameras right here to do such good video footage. So, speaking of video footage, I normally leave it at 4K 60, no matter what I'm doing. Even when I'm shooting in Pro Video, I try to leave it at 4K 60 because I just think it's, to me, I can, if I want to use some kind of slow motion or something, or I just want to do anything, I shoot. Now, this does shoot 8K, but no one's watching 8K video on an 8K monitor or an 8K TV these days because they're way too expensive. And that's just what it is. So, any downsides that I could think of that I might tell a person to avoid this device is some things I've talked about already and I've talked about since the beginning. It's a big device. So you might want something a lot smaller. That's your choice. They have the S22 Ultra and they have the S22 Plus. Now you don't get this design and you don't get all these cameras, but you get 3 of those cameras. So I think you'll be pretty happy with any of the S22 devices based on what I'm getting from this phone. And even the S22, the smaller one, I've heard good things about that. I was supposed to buy that, but I decided to put that money into the OnePlus and then my other new device that I have coming. So, you know, I can still get it later, but I know I'm going to get the same experience basically with differences in battery and differences in cameras because it's less cameras, but it still should be great quality. So, you know, aside from these boxy corners that, you know, I'm pretty much used to now because I'll just put my case on, my leather case, and now, believe it or not, it actually feels a lot different. It feels different holding it like this because it's a little easier on my hand. Now, how's this leather case been holding up? Fairly doggone well. I've dropped it a couple times in this case, but it's doing well. But nonetheless, this is a month and a half of continuous use. Now, I'm going to sit this guy down probably, like I said, I got a new phone coming, and 45 days of continuous use is enough to get me some kind of gist of how well I like this device. But what do you think about your S22 Ultra? Battery, cameras, software, etc. Do you like it? Did you return it? At this point, I don't think anybody's really returning the S22 Ultra. But what would be a reason to get rid of this device? Maybe you just don't like it. So there's no right or wrong answer. But for me, this is a true winner. And I said in another video, this phone just doesn't have any competition right now. Some people really draw into that, and I appreciate the conversation on that. But yeah, those are the 1,400 people who like the video. I guess some people get it and some people don't. The point is, to me, this phone is competing with itself just like the Z Fold 3 is competing with itself. Do you understand what I'm saying? Does that make sense? Phenomenal. So with a couple of dislikes from me, there's no way that I would not recommend this device. I could recommend this to anyone. If you have the budget for it, grab it. I think you'll be extremely happy. It's your man Jay. I will follow up with a silicone case from Samsung once I use it for about a week or so. But I can just tell you in this video, I love this leather case. And everybody out there who said, Jay, you're going to love the leather case, you're absolutely correct. This thing is great. Fantastic. So it's your man Jay. I shouldn't have to ask, but I already know the iPhone 13 Pro Max does well in this setting. Picks up the colors and contrast just how I like it. Now I am using an external microphone with the iPhone 13 Pro Max because the microphones on the iPhone 13 Pro Max when I'm doing these top-down shots, they don't do as well. So I just hook up an external mic. But other than that, folks, this is phenomenal footage. I hope you guys enjoyed. What is your thoughts? How do you like your device after having it for a month or two? It's your man Jay. See you in the next one. Take care.